The Challenger Index starts with a very basic question. Here's the top 3 industry leaders by market share. Who's challenging them? And the challenge is coming from the perspective of, will they force those leaders out of business or change how they run their business to be able to maintain their leadership?
Who's being challenged is the market leaders, the incumbents, the old guard. If they think they're safe because they can just rest on their laurels, they need to think again.
There's a massive difference that we've seen in running the Challenger Index for both B2B and B2C. In B2B, you have to consider that most purchases involve multiple people. You're buying on behalf of your fellow employees, on behalf of your company. In B2C, most decisions are made for yourself, or maybe on behalf of somebody else, but you're the one who's going and paying with a credit card, or getting a car loan or something like that. And that has to be taken into account when you consider the definition of a challenger.
Leading brands need to pay attention to challenger brands because today's challenger is going to be tomorrow's leader. It's like a boat that slowly sinks until one day it sinks suddenly, and that's what happens when you're an incumbent. A B2C brand that stood out to me was Hoka in the athletic footwear category. The reason they stood out to me was because they saw an opportunity in the market that the incumbents weren't going for, and they seized on it and they executed.
One of the challenger brands that surprised me was in the electric vehicles category with Kia. And everybody's like, oh, I recognize the name. But in the electric vehicles category specifically, it is the one that has had some of the best momentum. And it kind of goes and shows you that that brand is able to pivot faster than a lot of other car brands that are there. And it has come from being somebody who's late into the game to now being a top 3 challenger in electric vehicles.